You just tuned into the Whatever Bro podcast, featuring Fall River's own Joe and Scotty. Get ready for hilarity, vulgarity, and sound guy Jeff, with funny man Justin Crawford. Brought to you by 59 Media. Hey everyone, it's me, Philip Paz from North Star Concrete. And as you can see, you caught me in the middle of a job. I was just operating the old excavator John Deere Caterpillar machine. No big deal. Anywho, when I'm not busy dropping loads of foundation on your wife's back, I'm operating the drill bit destabilizer pump to make sure your driveway gets that nice, rich, goopy laminate it deserves. People are always asking me, "Hey Phil, do you guarantee your work?" And I tell them, oh, heck yeah, I do. Just listen to the concrete evidence from these customer tutorials. See what I did there? Hey, what's up, guy? My name's Duarte Raposa. I gotta say, North Star Concrete never disappointed me. And you definitely gotta go there after 2 o'clock, because it's all-you-can-eat cinder blocks, best concrete in town. Nobody knows construction like Phil and his boys. Nobody. Hey, what's up, kid? It's me, Freddie Fernandez. Before North Star Concrete put foundation in my proposed front yard, the fucking ground looked like kitty litter. But now, I gotta say, I ain't never seen no driveway look as shiny and smooth as it does now. Thanks, Phil. Hi, my name's Amanda Rivera. I used to have one of those plastic oval pools in my backyard, and I said, hey, Phil, dig me a hole and throw some foundation in my rear end, backyard. Now I have a pool and I swim with Phil. I swim with my kids in it. Thanks, Phil. Hey, it's me, Phil, again. So the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the concrete. Come by North Star Concrete today.
What a great ad.
Welcome to episode 42 of the Whatever Bro podcast. That was brought to you by North Star Concrete. With owner Philip Paz, and also brought to you by Pachico's Furniture.
Scandalous ad by Philip Paz.
I know. I didn't know he sounded like that.
Yeah,
he sounded tougher. You know?
Yeah.
His voice was a little higher than what I'm familiar with.
Like a little weasel.
Yeah. Before we get started here, I just want to say next week we have Master Booty Yoga instructor coming on, Tara Winterhalter. She'll be on the show. She's confirmed. She's got a place opening up called, Ritual Sweat Society.
Sounds sexy.
Sounds deep, right? So she's coming on to chit-chat with us. She's been on the show a few times. We invite her because she gets us a lot of views.
It's the only reason.
Yeah. And, she's okay. She's okay.
She'll be doing a split right here the entire
On
show.
the table.
Yeah.
That would actually be a good idea.
Yeah, she could do it.
Set her up right there.
Yeah. Anyways, we got Scotty Too Hottie. We got J to the C Crofttown. Whoop. We got Harry Curbington. And we have Jeff, the sound guy, who's been having a tough couple weeks.
Yeah.
Little stress.
And his dad, we were late because his dad called the show.
Yeah, my dad's blowing up.
He's calling in on the lines, and Jeff gave him a solid no.
Yeah, sorry, Dad. Can you guys hear me okay? This microphone sounds off.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just real quick for those listening to the audio version of the podcast, I started recording late because I fucked up, but
That's all right.
that's all right. Whatever. You didn't miss much. You missed a good intro by Joe, but that's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
No, that's fine. As long as they got most of the show, I don't give a shit. I don't even know if anyone listens to just the audio only anyways.
Like 100.
100? That's not bad.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? And we missed the 4th of July episode because we all kind of wanted to drink and go to our own parties.
Get fucked
Yeah.
up, yeah.
But
Which we
did everyone, do drugs, sex and rock and roll? Or?
It was a long 4 days off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took one of the days, so I had 4 days in a row off. It was It was full of headaches and drunk. When I wasn't drunk, I had a headache and I felt horrible. And when I wasn't feeling horrible with a headache, I was drunk.
Bottles of water and ibuprofen and
Yeah.
flip cup and
Yeah.
Not too
a
bad.
whole lot of regret.
Justin had a party.
A lot? Wow.
A lot of
Something
regret.
happened.
Wait, what?
Minimal regret, actually.
Interesting.
Wait, what happened?
Interesting.
What did you do? We didn't see you.
She wasn't expecting
Yeah,
us to ask her about
I
it.
invited Kirby to my party. She never showed up. She had another party.
So I had bad and bougie brunch with my girlfriend.
Ah, we knew this.
In
that
the morning.
sounds sexual already.
Yeah.
And then I went straight from there to another party, which lasted from noon until 3 o'clock in the morning. So I wasn't
my.
making it to your house, Justin. I'm sorry. I was
What?
really upset about it. I mentioned it multiple times during the day that I was upset that I didn't get to your house.
But you
Nah.
at least
But
had
you're in
fun.
my heart.
Now you said you made some.
Yeah.
You implied you made some mistakes at this party.
That's all he cared
We're
about.
aiming at the regret.
yeah, yeah. You said regret.
Not too much regret. I don't regret much.
No regret.
Now, did this regret happen around 2:33 in the a.m.? Just
Yeah.
out of curiosity.
12:31.
12:31. Interesting. Very interesting.
So
Well, I won't
I don't
probe any
know.
further. I won't probe any further.
when you're ready to talk.
Yeah,
we'll talk.
Get some more grape juice in that young lady. We'll
Like,
we'll
an hour
revisit
from now,
this.
she's like,
We'll revisit.
well, here's what happened. All right?
Yeah.
It was one time.
It was 2 dicks. I didn't know what to do. I just put them in there.
Flustered. It was 3 dicks. I'm only used to 2. It was too much pressure.
Justin had a rocker that started at like 2 to
a good one.
till 5 in the morning. I was
5 or 6 in the morning.
one of the last people to leave. There was like 6 people left.
Things
They,
go
I
like-
wild.
wouldn't have known that it was going that late because I would have come
Yeah.
at that time.
Dude, it was
You could have had more regret.
yeah.
It was-
I know.
it was popping.
Oh,
I
There's
had
always
plenty
room.
of regret. It was to the point where like I'm not able to drink like that anymore, but I did it from 5 to 5. And there was dancing, there was bikinis, I was hitting on girls like I don't usually do that. I was hitting on girls so bad I should have the cops called on me.
Now, I will say, after a certain hour, your parties go to another level.
I would say
Yeah.
they devolve
Yeah.
because, I mean, their bodies are still there, but their minds are
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. There was a couple of people like saw dancing with eyes just like this the whole time. And just
That's
like-
how I normally
zombies,
dance.
Yeah, I was upstairs. I was downstairs. It was bad. There was one girl I hit on for so long that as I'm leaving, I got like my backpack on and I'm ready to go. I'm about to hit up McDonald's breakfast, like and then go home. And I've been hitting on her so bad all night. I think she just felt bad with me. She's like, "Come here." And she just made out with me in the kitchen in front of everybody.
We all watched.
as I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, and I
Or
was
kiss
like,
goodnight.
I was like, "Thanks," and haven't talked to her or seen her.
Hot. I don't know if he told me who it was. I'm kind of curious.
She's
now.
hot, dude.
Yeah, she's a cute girl.
She was wearing a
Cute girl.
blue dress.
And Scott was really, surprise, into her feet.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Which were dirty.
Which were
as shit.
dirty. Yeah.
Dude, I was so fucked up that I remember saying this to her. I remember going like, I was so creepy, dude. It was awful. I was like, yo, your feet are disgusting and dirty, and I'd still lick them. And she just would
That
walk
was
away.
your line.
Yeah.
And she made out with you.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
persistence pays off.
Well, what
It
happens
worked.
is she was looking for any other guy, but I was the last guy there. So she's like, I guess I'll just make out with him to top the night off. And yeah. It was a good night though, man. I was all over
That
the
was
place.
fun.
A little too wild, one might say.
Yeah.
That one being me. Because at one point, no names, but someone brought a baby. It was about a baby.
Yes,
let's call
yes,
it
I
a
remember
baby.
that.
No, she's not a baby.
She's,
kid
a,
can
she's,
run
a
around.
young, she's a young child.
The kid can run around.
I brought the girl home and the child.
Okay,
At
thank
6
God.
in the morning.
Thank
Oh,
God.
you did? What?
Yeah. She went to bed.
What?
She put the kid to bed. The kid's like 4 or 5 years old. She put the kid to bed
In my bed.
Justin's room.
And I was like,
was-
about me sleeping,
Was
though.
that,
Like,
was
we're-
that kind of party, huh?
yeah. Well, the baby left around 5:36 in the morning.
Well, the baby was the cocaine supplier.
Yeah,
so
the baby was
she
doing shots, just doing coke. You know,
played volleyball.
you needed any drug, that baby could hook you up. You know.
Yeah.
No, but there was basically a mom there, and she was just like, "Party time, baby. See ya. You're on your own. You do your own thing."
Luckily, she has a lot of caring friends who
Yeah.
watched her child.
I had a friend come up and go, "I found a baby on the sidewalk." I was like, "Hey, yeah."
But this isn't far from the truth. I legit
No, that's-
found a
that's-
baby on the stairs,
We're
and
not-
I was like, I should probably pick this baby up, right? Like, who owns this?
4-year-old.
I checked her collar, but there was no name.
Yeah.
No tags.
Stray baby.
She had a flea collar on. It.
Yeah.
Oh, that just reminded me of something. Speaking of collars, Scott almost bought a cat yesterday.
No, I didn't buy. I was gonna take it. No.
She's gonna steal it.
No money. No, she was gonna give it away. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want a cat.
Yeah.
You don't want to
not
care.
a
Sounds like a bad
We have
idea.
lots of really good comments to get to, so
Yeah?
we definitely.
Not
yeah.
about the pussy that Scott almost got.
Oh.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh.
The pussy cat.
Oh yeah. I can't handle that.
We're gonna circle back to.
That well, here's what Joe and I did. We put a little quick video out to say, hey, if you have any comments or stuff you want to talk about,
Ask
stuff
for
you wanna-
advice or.
advice. This went very well last time we did this. This time, not so well.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is read some of the comments just to make fun of people and let people know, like, what do you? First of all, the first comment. No, I said, we said what? Anything you want to talk about? Just
Yeah. Any question at all?
So the first one is just says, LMAO, I can't even deal with you guys. Well, fuck you.
I like her. Don't
I
make
don't
fun.
care.
No,
She
I like
offered
her.
nothing to the
Did
conversation.
yeah, like, dude, that doesn't. I love you. I love her too, but you know,
Would
what-
you rather it be an insult?
I guess. Why do you guys sound like you're from New York? Well, shut the fuck up, because
We're
that
not.
doesn't help either.
And we don't.
And here's a bad one. Ready? Discuss why others feel the need to fool you. Is it really for a good cause or to enable bad behavior? How fucking vague is this?
That's
first?
yeah.
This seems
That's
like
a really vague question.
This seems like a person who has done wrong and is
Yeah.
asking a very vague question without making her issue seem that visible to everyone.
And it's like we're not. I can't. What do we even? Where would we even start?
Her feelings were hurt by a guy
Yeah,
who
that's-
slept with her and then didn't call her in the morning. That's my guess.
yeah,
Sorry,
that's 100% it.
Yeah. And then we have, okay, this one, I think this dude needs to just grow up. How many times have you been fucking a girl and she,
What is it?
it's just so
You seem
embarrassing.
upset.
She queefs, and she
Oh
did,
dear.
you could not stop yourself from laughing. All right, right off the rip, like, dude, how old are we right now? Are we 12? Like,
Yeah.
if a girl has air come out her vagina, it's normal. I don't laugh. I just,
It's
now
just-
that you're saying it out
it's
loud,
not
I'm
a-
kind of chuckling. Though.
but
I'm kind of giggling a little bit.
It's
the
a
word
giggling
queef. The word
noise, I
queef.
The word
guess,
queef,
but-
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's the
don't-
word.
I don't like that word.
It 100% is.
But it's not always a queef. It's sometimes it's air pockets.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, queef
Wait, what's
is-
the difference between a queef and an air
A
Well,
pocket?
you
queef
tell
is
us.
Like if she was chilling there and just farted through her vagina.
That's not. You can't do that.
In
Yeah.
my head, that's what it is.
Yeah, because a fart. This show just devolved instantly. We're like, what a dumb question. Now let's answer it in detail and in depth. But it's not a fart from the vagina, because a fart, that's like methane gas, and there's no tubing that connects
sounds-
that to
doesn't
the.
smell.
I didn't say there was methane
And
involved.
you know what?
yeah, I know,
Well,
but
a
it's,
fart would be methane gas.
but it sounds
but-
like a fart.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
why.
But you
That's-
guys want to laugh. This person wants to chuckle at it. It's his fault that it happens.
Yeah.
because he's driving.
Tell him, Curb.
So a
Yeah.
queef
I'm
is.
just
I'm just
saying
saying, if a girl can queef on her own,
No, she
that is a
can't.
queef. But during sex, if you hear that sound, it's just distribution of air.
See, I
That's poor.
I had that all
gonna
under
throw
the
up my-
umbrella.
I'm gonna throw
I'm
up my
not-
protein shake.
I'm
all
not
over
sure a girl can do it on her own.
I had
I
that-
mean,
I think I think they can.
There's
They can.
some.
They can
Yeah.
shoot ping pong balls
Well,
out.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but
I was there, Joe.
Kirby's like, I don't know if girls can do it.
Justin's probably seen that.
I genuinely saw that.
I just spit all over the microphone.
In Thailand?
I just queefed all over the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody really knows what a
So we
a
came
queef is.
full circle on that. Actually, queefs are kind of funny, and
All right, man.
there's a lot of confusion
All right,
about
buddy.
it.
Yeah.
Good comment.
Yeah.
You gotta
Get it.
give it a shot. You know?
we
comment.
all chuckle.
Yeah. Good comment. All right.
Yo,
let's go
why'd you
to-
go queef every time?
The question is, why isn't the girl giggling too?
Yeah, she should be laughing. She'd be like, how you hear
She's
that?
not the one for you, bro.
What happened, Jeff? Was the camera crooked?
It wasn't on me.
Ah,
I got
that's
you,
what it
Jeff.
is.
Did you hear what happened at Kiss 108 today?
No.
Oh,
All right.
I did actually on my way home.
How happened?
I'm gonna pull up the link, but some guy went in and said, I don't want to pull it up because it'll take time, but he basically went into Kiss 108, who was hammered today at like 2 in the afternoon, and said that he wanted a song to play by Insane Clown Posse. I think it was
Oh, my
called
God.
something Axe, like hit me, whatever. But he had an axe.
Oh shit.
and
and
he
he
had
said-
a knife too, I
And
think.
he had knives in his
Wow.
car, and he said, "You better play it." So the cops came, and this guy was just wrecked. Just went up and got to give him some credit though. If you want something done,
Yeah.
that's the way
Jesus.
to do it.
Did they
And,
play it though?
I know. I don't
the
know.
question.
Did they play the song? I don't know. But that I don't know if any of you guys.
Because
heard
that
it.
would be successful if they did. If I was on the air and the host, or if it was us, I would play it just because someone showed up to the building with an axe and a knife, and I
Like,
think
yeah.
that's a lot of effort for a song.
And it's ironic that the name of the song has an axe in it. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty good.
Did you guys ever, growing up, have friends that were juggalos?
Who didn't?
And juggalos, for those
And
who don't
juggalettes.
know, and juggalettes, yeah, these are like super fans of the Insane Clown Posse, and they
I
like
didn't know this.
Actually, Josh LaBerge, friend of the show, he was a
What a shirt
juggalo
on.
Yeah.
in early high school. He'll probably be pretty embarrassed when I bring that up, but
He was an insane ICP man.
yeah, he was an ICP guy.
They dressed like kind of freaks. right?
Yeah, they dressed like in like gigantic pants.
Yep.
that were like unbelievably big.
Yeah.
And usually like
With the
ICP.
zippers and the straps.
Pocket
and-
protectors.
Yeah.
And like the bottoms were so big they would like
Yeah.
walk on them.
Bell
yeah.
bottoms.
Yeah, you could put a family of
Yeah.
possums like in these pants.
Yeah.
Insane,
Insane
clown,
clown
possums.
Nice.
I knew it.
Set
We're
up
on
the
we're on
set up the
same
pins
wavelength.
and you knocked them down. But yeah, it was weird. It was like this whole
They
cult following.
still exist.
They still
definitely
exist, yeah.
Still exist.
Hey, if
This guy's coming down there with an axe.
Hey, give it up at this point, sir.
I thank God that somebody decided to be my friend because I was on my way to becoming a juggalo at one
You
point.
were
in my life.
into ICP?
No, once, like 3 songs, and then I gave it up.
You
It was-
so you thought about becoming a juggalette.
I wore one of those. I had one of those steel ball necklaces
Uh-oh.
for like. This was when I went to go hang out at the mall on Friday nights,
Hot.
and only the ICP kids went there too. And then my mom stopped letting me go to the mall on Friday nights.
Yeah.
So I
Good call, Kirby's mom.
that's my days with the juggalos ended there.
So the ICP is not to be confused with the IPC, which is
Italian.
the Italian Progressive
That's true.
Club.
Bay Street.
Different
I'll let you
place.
boy. If you haven't gone to a crazy bar, get there.
Is it Bay Street or,
Bitches-
or Slade Street?
Street. Hey, bitches everywhere.
Yeah.
No. It's basically
I
like,
am suspicious of the honesty of that comment.
We had our very first roast there,
Oh, that's right.
the roast of Scott.
Yes. That was 8 years ago maybe now.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just going to read this.
Yeah, do another one.
I thought she said, no, she started off with my friend. And I was like, it's got to be you. But she actually showed me the person who she's talking about. She said, my friend's man said this is so stupid. This is so bad. My friend's man says he loves her and wants to live with her, yet he barely speaks to her.
Okay.
He gets mad when she brings it up and tells her she's overthinking.
Makes no sense.
But so here's the thing.
He says he loves her, but he barely talks to her. I mean,
What kind of
I think
people-
there's your answer
How
right
does she
there.
know the friend's telling the truth though?
I don't
Sounds
know.
like there's a
true.
little miscommunication between
If-
friends
Yeah,
as well.
that could be the case.
If a dude barely speaks to you, I don't
Don't
think
let him
Maybe,
move in.
maybe cut the cord.
I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah, this is like
Next.
obvious answers.
It's bad. Go, Jeff.
I got one.
Raise it up.
I got one. Somebody sent me one.
Help.
This comes from a Jay Cosetta. No, wait, that's too obvious. This comes from a Jeff C. Scotty, in
Somerset.
relation to your liking 3 pics on Facebook, older pics, how long should you wait for a response before there's no help
All
whatsoever?
right. So just to clarify what he's talking about is my instructions to men out there is if you want to hit on a girl on Facebook, you don't message her, you don't go crazy liking all these statuses. You like 3 pictures, and that's it, and let it go and see what happens. So your question is what now?
How long should Jay have to wait before, without getting
Before he gets a
response
message from the
yeah.
girl.
Have you gotten a message?
No.
Move the fuck on, bro.
Yeah, move on.
Why?
Okay,
Who is this person?
Follow-up question. What if you do a podcast with her?
Well,
Kirby hasn't messaged me.
well,
Curb, will you message him back for
I already
Christ's
told
sake?
Jeff that he's too good for me, and it just wouldn't
I've
ever
heard that
work
one
out.
what a save. That's what it is,
Now,
Jeff. You're too good
did you
for
follow
her.
the exact formula? Because Scott had
No,
a formula.
I
It
went
was-
Yeah,
through-
there-
I went
you have to
through
like a picture with
old
her.
Pictures. Her and her kid.
Oh, wait a minute. Question. What's your kid's name?
Starts
Got
with a T. I don't know if she wants me to name it.
Ooh, not bad. I was going to say, got to do your
you're right.
homework.
Done his research.
His name is Terrence.
Yeah.
It's not.
Howard.
Terrell.
It's Travis.
His name's Terrell Brand.
I didn't want to throw it out there. I wasn't sure.
I hung out with Mr. Trav this weekend.
He's a little asshole.
He's the man. He's the man.
That little.
He's the type who's like, throw me, I want a belly flop. Throw me, I want a belly flop. Be like, fucking fine. You throw him, he does belly flops, and he starts crying. It's like, well, he doesn't really cry. He's just like, that hurt. Like, well, yeah, dude. You asked me to belly flop you, kid. That's all right.
He also doesn't swear. If you want a funny story, Scotty just happened to drop an F-bomb right in front of him.
Oh
Didn't
no.
realize that he swore. And Scotty goes, well, what did I say? And he goes, well, you said the "f" word. And then he literally looks at him.
Are you strict with that? Like if somebody says
No,
fuck
he
around
is.
your kid? Oh,
He's
okay.
so
look-
strict at telling
Yeah.
people to watch their mouth.
He looked at his mom. He's like, I didn't say. I said pho. I was like,
Smart kid.
As he's eating a whole bag of salt and vinegar chips.
Speaking of liking photos, I don't know if I ever told you guys this story. It's embarrassing. I had a friend a while ago. She's like, I want to set you up with my friend. So of course I crept on the friend's Facebook page, and I was creeping like with my boss or someone from work. We went back like 2 years, and then some catastrophe happened. So I threw my phone in my pocket. went about my day, didn't think about. And then my friend calls me, and she's like, "Why did you tag yourself in Stacy's photo from 2 years ago?"
Oh, that must look so creepy.
And I was like, no. I took the phone. I'm looking like, oh Christ! It's like
Justin
her
doesn't
and her
even know how to
girlfriend,
take
and
it
then
off.
I'm tagged in the photo. I'm like, well. So yeah, that never. I just right there, I quit. I said, yeah, I'm done with this chick. I just blew my one shot.
Yeah. Did you want to get to that serious question?
Yeah, we can. And we don't. It won't be too.
Yeah, we'll talk about it briefly. We don't want to.
It won't. We can make
Be
this
too
fun.
sad, yeah.
We can make this fun. This kid went through some shit, and he said, "Can you please talk about drinking and driving?" Now, this is something I actually would like to talk about.
Yeah.
He said, "I was just in a major accident. I'm in rehab center now because I can't walk. I'm doing physical therapy twice a day. I wasn't driving, so this kid was in a passenger seat, but I was in a car, and I feel just as guilty for letting my boy drive. So these guys were all hammered, got in a car like we all have. The driver is out, but is going to go to jail, which is obviously a friend of his. And the two of us passengers took the brunt of it. Maybe you can bring awareness. So my thing here is this is a tough one because, like, if people didn't drink and drive, you would not have bars. You would not have places
True.
that could sell alcohol. They wouldn't make any money.
Yep.
Listen to me. I'm telling you, everywhere you go, 98% of the people in there are driving
Drinking and
buzzed
driving.
or drunk. There's maybe one or two sets of people who have a designated driver. Is that
Yep.
fair?
And there are a few
no,
people.
Uber. I'll
Oh yeah,
say
that's
it.
true.
If
Yeah.
I go out in Providence,
Let's
I
throw some
Uber.
All right, so let me throw that in there. There are cabs and Uber people there too.
And there are also, not that it makes any difference because you shouldn't drink and drive, but there are people that are a lot more trashed than others that are driving.
And there are people who are really good at driving drunk.
Yeah.
So good at it.
Again, not the lesson.
No, it doesn't
but-
make it better. It's-
Well,
Drinking and driving
my
is
thing,
bad.
too is I think people, when they're drinking, they don't make the sound judgment. They think they're better than they are.
It's
Yep.
part of that too. Like we all think we're good at. Who knows? You know what I mean? Look, the thing is, it's a tough one, dude, because it's like I think that this kid just got unlucky, whereas we've been lucky. We never
Exactly.
got to.
Yeah, very true. We haven't got pulled over. We haven't gotten into an accident.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't.
I've
Haven't
got
hurt
pulled over.
ourselves or others.
Also, too, like I've never driven. Well, maybe once or twice, but I usually don't drive like trashed, where it's
Same.
like, whoa, I'm wobbly, but I'm still gonna get behind the wheel. I mean, of course, I've driven buzzed, and
Yeah.
then like worse, like heavier buzz,
Yeah.
but never like
See,
fucked up.
Like, yeah, if it's tough too, because if you're that fucking blackout drunk and fucked up,
You're not thinking.
You're not thinking like.
See,
oh,
I
let
always
me-
retain that no matter how trashed I am. There's always something that goes, well, don't drive. You're too trashed. But some people go,
They don't have that switch.
no,
Yeah.
it shuts it off.
No,
I'm good.
I got
Yeah.
this. I will say I went to McDonald's last weekend, and at the time I was just like, McDonald's is the best possible idea right now. I just drank all night, and McDonald's is the best idea.
Yeah.
But then in the morning, I had like a slight hangover, and I realized what I felt like at that time. And thinking back on it, I probably shouldn't have been driving.
Yeah.
I just wanted McDonald's. I wanted fast food
Yeah,
so badly.
So McDonald's overcame your actual like
Exactly.
thought process of should I drive or not.
And the person that was in the car with me was just like, to be honest, you drove
Mm.
completely fine and you seemed completely fine. So I was like, all right, in that case, I feel better about it.
Yeah.
Does it make it okay? Probably not.
Yeah, see, I
'Cause-
guess what I would say is the way to do it is you just restrict yourself as much as possible. Joe and I drink a lot at a place literally less than a mile, maybe a mile from our house. That's a big one, so I can get trashed. I don't mind driving up the street if I'm trashed. I don't, you can still get into an accident, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not driving on a highway. I'm not, you know what I mean? And like if I go places, I usually try not to get fucked up. I just get a nice buzz. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I honestly don't think driving buzzed is that big of a deal. I know there's people like buzzed driving, it's drunk
Yeah.
driving. No, it's not. It's different.
But they charge you as if you were.
Which
Yeah,
is fine.
exactly. You
Which
would
is fine.
fail, possibly
Yeah.
I
fail.
have
Yeah.
no problem with that. I have no problem with the law like that. I'm just saying that like I'm talking about hurting yourself and hurting others. Okay, the chances of me hurting somebody others if I'm buzzed, I'm sorry, I'm fine. But trash, like dude, it's just I don't know. I just feel like this kid
Yeah.
got unlucky and it sucks, and especially because he wasn't driving.
I'm curious as to how trash the driver was too. Like, not
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily matter because his point in bringing that comment up was bring awareness. Now I want to know if they drank to excess or if they were just buzzed like we normally are. Or I kind of want to know that if they got into an accident and were buzzed, that also tells you like maybe.
And
maybe
when we
it's
say
not right
when we say we
still.
drive buzz, we mean we drive around at 0.07,
Seven.
right
Not
below
0.8.
right below the legal limit.
0.7.
Yep.
Never above
Yeah.
0.8.
Yeah, the way
Yeah,
he was
absolutely.
discussing it seemed like they were all wrecked and he feels guilty about it because I almost think that like he's saying like he knew. Like you knew, man,
Yeah.
this kid
I mean,
shouldn't
at
be
that
driving.
point, it's usually you know if you're going out to get drunk, buzzed, or if you're going out to get wrecked. If you're going out to get wrecked, you need to make sure you have somebody.
Or just take a
beforehand.
fucking Uber.
I
like
love
it's,
the
it's
Uber.
so
Yeah,
easy.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Do you, do
I
you
love
guys
the
Uber?
I don't.
I have.
Oh my god.
I Uber so much.
Download the app, Scott. It's so easy.
I've done it before.
Yeah.
But if
just
if
don't
it's if it's like Providence, like I get it. Like I don't want to drive to or from Providence hammered. But if it's in Fall River, everything's within like 10 minutes.
You
or
seem to
less.
justify it for yourself
I
that
know.
it's okay to
I'm-
drive.
Yeah, I hate you.
We're trying to raise awareness here.
Women and
No, you're
children.
right.
Joe.
So you're saying every time I'm even slightly buzzed, I should call an Uber?
No,
No.
no. But if you're like
Over
things are getting a
0.07.
yeah, things are getting a little wobbly.
Yeah, just
call
yeah,
an Uber.
I think that's a good point. Like even when I go out and I have my truck, I'm like, all right, I'm driving tonight, so I don't get
Be responsible for yourself.
I don't get
And
I
others.
don't get fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I get nice.
Exactly,
feeling
same.
good. And so that's how it's been. But there was times when I was in my 20s, man. I wasn't a happy kid, and I was fucked up all the time. And I would get somewhere and be like, I don't even know how I got home. And
Yeah,
I
you
had
lucked out.
driven. Yeah, and I'm lucky.
At that time, you don't know your limits either.
Exactly. Yeah, and my attitude in life is I didn't give a fuck either. So it was like I don't know. It's just tough though. Like people are always gonna drive drunk. We're touching
Grab
each
my
other's
cord
cord.
back.
Yo.
Give me
You
my
grabbed
cord,
my
bro.
cord and I
This
wanted
is
it
like
back.
Lady and the Tramp over here.
That's some spaghetti.
A quick story about a buddy of ours, Patrick Alderman. God rest his soul.
Yeah,
rest in
awesome dude.
Oh.
Missed that guy.
He had a great story about he had 4 DUIs on his record. in
Wow,
total.
I didn't know that.
Because he lived in like Lowell, and so he's always coming back there, back and forth.
It was a hike.
Yeah, drinking. So he got a DUI, his second one. He had one before this, and then he was appealing it. He had a good chance at winning the case, and then like during this appeal process, which took a couple weeks, he got the third one. So
That can't help your case.
yeah. So he's like, "What the fuck? I'm doomed now."
He's in court. He's like, I'm drunk right now.
So he goes to court, and he already had to pay fines from the other 2. So he goes to court now for the third one. And he's like, oh, fuck, like what? They're going to hit me with a huge fine. I'm not going to have my license back for years. This is going to suck. So they're up there, and then he's like, all right, so you've had 3 DUIs, might have even been 4. And they're like, sentencing you to 4 months in the ACI.
Ooh.
Right?
Wow.
And he didn't anticipate that. He thought it was going to be another fine. So he just like, what? And it's like, 4 months in the ACI. And he just like scrambles and fucking bolts.
He ran out
tries
of the court.
to run. He tries to run, but what he didn't realize is, I guess they do this a lot. Is if you're gonna get a prison sentence that you're not expecting on something like that, usually they'll have just like the guards, the bailiffs behind you. So he turned and there was like 4 cops just ready to catch him, And he's trying to juke and jive him, and they essentially had to tackle him and pickpile him, handcuff him, and fucking drag him
Did he-
away.
I've never heard this story.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Did he do 4 months?
He did 3 or 4 months, yeah,
Holy shit!
Wow,
that
I didn't know
sucks.
that.
for DUIs.
And he was a pretty man, so it's like,
He's a good
did he
looking
get
guy.
picked on? Yeah.
No, he was a big guy, a tough guy, so he,
Yeah.
he never had a
ACI here is not fun.
I know
Yeah.
a couple people who have
Yeah.
done 90 days for DUIs.
yeah.
Not fun too. It's not like
Where-
you're at the yeah.
Where was it?
They send you to
The
Dartmouth.
ACI?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dartmouth.
Dartmouth.
not fun in there.
Real.
Yeah.
It's not like the summer
They
camp
sent him
jail.
to prison. Yeah.
Do you know like how it was in prison for him?
You know what? I never really. He just said it was
Never
really,
asked
really
him?
boring.
Imagine if they were like, you're getting the chair. Wait, what? I just got my 4th DUI. What's the big deal?
Well,
It's just the 4th one.
Well, I asked him too if they tacked on an additional charge because he ran and they had to
Yeah.
fucking, he's
Resisting arrest.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I guess they just felt bad for me at
Yeah.
that point. But I mean, he just got the original charge, the 3 months, 3 or 4 months. And,
Where did he think he was going?
wow.
Did he think he was going to make it all the way out of the courthouse
Yeah,
to
he
his
thought-
car?
He wasn't. He
Start
wasn't
his
thinking,
car.
Yeah.
He just panicked.
He was. It was. That's what it was.
He's
It was-
like
he was
hopping
yeah.
over pews and shit.
Yeah. It was,
in church.
Well, whatever those things they call.
oh, they
look
still
like
yeah.
pews, right?
Yeah, they
Court
look like
pews.
pews.
I think they are pews.
Pops over the priest.
Well, he said he
This
just.
is a priest. This
As
is a
the
church
priest
court.
is reading him his last rites.
He took some of the wine.
But
Yeah,
he said it was exactly that. He just freaked out. It was just
Yeah.
like animal panic, like "Gah!" Like they're gonna put me in a cage.
Some people-
and just fucking tried to split.
I've seen a couple of those on YouTube. I personally think it's hilarious. But this one kid was a basketball player. I don't know if you remember this young kid, high school basketball player. He was going to go to the pros or college. I can't remember. He had been charged with beating up his girlfriend and raping her, maybe? I'm not sure. Or something. But whatever, the kid thought he was going to be fine. Like this kid, you could tell, was set up where the lawyer was like, listen, they'll get you maybe a month and whatever.
Eesh.
they told this kid 4 years. And he goes, like,
Yeah,
he goes,
that's the face of it.
and she now the judge, by the way, the greatest part is she's reading 3 separate counts. So she's like, on the count of this, guilty, you'll be serving 2 years, blah blah blah. And he's like,
What the?
she
fuck?
goes to the third one, a second one. He's just like another year, and the third one's another year. And he's that time he's looking around. He looks at his lawyer. And she's like, passes out. Dude.
Oh my
He ended
God.
up doing a couple years in jail. I think 2 years.
Jesus.
And he's I followed up because I actually felt bad for this kid. Like he
That
walked
sucks.
in there not, you know what I mean. I think they were trying to make an example out of him too. Like, oh, you're a college star. You can't just be like beating up chicks and shit. And and he's playing ball now somewhere for like like somewhere, but he's out of jail. But it's just you see this.
The
kid,
funniest
Like an
part
AAU
was his
league.
face. It was like,
dude, you watch this kid's life just crumble.
Oh no.
And just the shock. That's why
Yeah.
I hate that part of life. That's why I always prepare for the worst because I never want that to happen to me. I never want to be in a
Yeah.
situation where I'm like, ah.
Yeah, you never want to get in that court system. You
Yeah.
know.
No.
there was a dude who he got sentenced to a bunch of years in prison. He was ready for the verdict. He put something in his mouth.
Saw that. Dude,
I think
Cyanide? It was cyanide.
Yep.
Yeah,
He-
I saw
he
that.
quickly just went
Yep.
like that,
And he starts foaming, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
he
he-
convulsed or whatever,
Yeah,
and he
like,
died.
I think it like shoots your heart up, like and like your
Wait,
heart
was he
stops.
actually guilty?
Yeah, well,
Yep.
Oh, okay.
so
The-
what
the
he was
minute
doing-
they said it, he snuck it in his mouth.
so he's in there. And there's a
So he's
camera.
done.
This is on video, and you see it from the side, and they're like this, and so he's ready. So if they say you're guilty, he's like, I'm ready. He was actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
he's gonna get
I'm
life.
not doing life. Yeah.
It was like fraud or some shit like that too, and you see him, he's just like he's all sad, and he's like, oh.
It's very smooth.
I think 10 minutes went by, and he kind of went like this. It was quick too. It was a quick death.
Jesus, yeah.
So he was smart, like you know what I mean.
Well, that's what they would give the American spies if they would get caught. They'd have a little supply of cyanide on them.
shit.
Yeah.
That way you get caught, you don't want to get tortured.
you have to kill yourself.
down the hatch.
It's like a rule as a spy.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
actually genius because that's all they're gonna do as the spies. They're gonna try and torture
They're
you.
gonna torture you.
So if
Yeah.
you can get that cyanide in you, man.
Get it down the hatch.
Later, bitches.
Yeah.
I ain't saying shit. Imagine like it doesn't work. You're like, fuck. Now they're really gonna torture me.
Start the water treatment.
Did he say something cool when he popped the cyanide? Like, peace, I'm out, bitch.
I totally would have. You should have. Jail.
Anyway.
There it is. There it is.
Silence.
You know what sucks is
We needed the silence.
You know what sucks is some people like they're doing serious time for stuff like just weed. Like there was a dude in this was big news about a year and a half ago. Weed was legal in his state, which I believe was Washington State or Oregon. It was
Yep.
legal, and he had a grow up, and he would sell to medical patients. And it was so on the level that even he like invited the local police chief to tour the facility, and the local cops were like, "Oh yeah, it's on the level. It's totally cool. It's legal on the
State
state
legal.
level." The feds wanted to make an example of this dude, and they raided his fucking place, even though it's legal on the state level.
Federal
It's
trumps.
federally illegal, which trumps the state law. They raid this guy, and by the way, he's providing
How does that make any sense?
I-
it doesn't make
It
it
doesn't.
doesn't make a
It
lick of
doesn't.
sense. And by the way, he's providing people with cancer marijuana to ease their pain, and stimulate their appetite.
Why would they go after him?
Yeah, so they raid the dude's place, and they take everything. And the crazy thing is, when you're in court federally for marijuana, it's now you're in a federal court. You can't even mention the fact. You can't even say, "Well, it's legal in my state," because the federal court doesn't recognize that. So you
have to
can't
come
even
up with
say
a
that.
better argument.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can't even address. You just
I don't get it.
I don't get how that even.
because
Well,
federal
it's just basic
trumps
corruption.
state.
It trumps state, but then what the fuck's the point of
Why
state
have a
rules?
exactly?
Yeah.
Why have a
Exactly.
state rule?
I don't know that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure there's-
it's an ongoing debate, like states' rights versus the federal law. But the federal law ultimately trumps it. Most of the time, they will
That's shady.
kind of leave
Yeah.
the states to do their own thing.
See, and
Yeah.
my thing is, why, like Joe said, why even have a state law if it make you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, for example, weed is legal now in Mass.
Yeah.
So you could be,
But
smoking-
federally, if somebody federally wants to come down on me, they
Yeah.
can.
absolutely,
Uh-huh.
and they can bust you under the federal laws.
My mother actually told me that, and I didn't believe her.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
But because
She
you
was
told me,
right.
I believe you.
Justin tells you.
She said that though. She worked for the government, and she was like, if I get caught with marijuana, it doesn't matter if it's legal here.
makes no sense.
It's not legally federal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they just pick and choose what they want to charge
Yeah.
for.
Yep. And
Basically.
How would they end up doing that for that?
you
guy?
ready? You ready for this shit?
No.
I got to check up on the guy because I'm hoping they offered him a plea. He had a fucking 8-year-old son, right? He's essentially a farmer and he's helping sick people. And they said, we'll give you a plea bargain, 10 years.
He'll get
and-
out in 6.
And the dude didn't take it. He goes, no, this is fucked up. I'm innocent. Like, it's legal and I didn't do anything wrong. I invited the police. The local police chief he said it was cool.
Wow.
Okay, you don't want to take the plea deal? They threw the book at him. 80 years. 80 years. You could, kill a child and get
Not
less
get
time
that
than
much.
that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
80 fucking years.
I am upset right now, dude. That is
I
crazy.
haven't checked in on this dude in a while. Hopefully they've kind of.
I'm sure
Hopefully
he's.
somebody pardoned him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's had to have had a his chance at a what's it
Appeal.
called? Appeal.
Appeal,
and,
yeah.
and that just can't be right.
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
I really can't.
It's nuts. This is when the
when was this? Yeah,
I think this was actually even during Obama's administration towards the
this
end,
is
but
fucking nuts, man.
it was during a time.
Was he selling on the street level at all?
No, he sold strictly to medical patients, if I remember correctly.
Not that 80 years would even justify
Actually,
Yeah.
selling on the
I
street.
think the state that he was in, whether it was Oregon or Washington, I want to say it's one of those. Weed was legal medically, so I think all his patients were just card holders, medical card holders. So he's helping sick people, and they gave this guy fucking 80 years. What you could, like I said, you can murder
Yeah, a child.
maybe a couple people and not get 80
Yeah.
years. But they just wanted to make an example of him.
That
you know?
is that's terrifying.
I
Man.
feel like there was someone there that just fucking hated him.
Something, yeah. There was some reason they did that.
Well, he had a big operation.
I know.
There are guys.
I wonder if he was warned. Do you know what I'm saying? I wonder if they were like, listen, if you don't fucking stop this, we're gonna.
I don't think so.
He probably was only paying state taxes on it as well, not federal taxes, maybe.
That's
and they
true.
weren't getting the money
Yeah.
for it.
Still, wouldn't you? I just feel like as a federal law, you'd be like, all right, listen, dude, you stop paying taxes, stop doing this, or we're gonna throw you in jail. Not just roll up.
I
on
think
him and be like-
let me put my tinfoil hat on, my Tower 7 9/11 hat on, conspiracy theory hat on, and say I think it's more of a case of it just goes deep to there's big interest in this country. For example, pharmaceutical interest, probably the main one, and they don't want weed legal
'Cause they're gonna lose money.
and they contribute millions
So
of dollars into politics. So I mean, there's an agenda there for the.
It's a sad world.
For the
If that's the
pharmaceuticals.
case, it's a sad
Yeah.
motherfucking world, and it just goes back to that whole cancer curing thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get OxyContins from your doctor legally, no problem. You can
Not
get a
pot,
prescription.
though.
You
Not
can't
pot.
get weed.
Is there a cure for cancer that they're hiding?
Yeah, pop.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they're
I
hiding
think
the cure.
like we talked about before. I think what Justin said was right. Was like to be able to hide that would be incredibly.
How many
difficult.
scientists
Yeah, no,
would have
no.
to keep a secret about that?
I
I think Magic Johnson had the cure for AIDS. I mean,
Yeah?
he had
he
it.
had the
how
best of
how did I
something.
butcher that
HIV.
story?
No. I'm looking for it, but Wayne's calling me out in the comments, and Wayne says,
Of
"Jeff,
course
I know
he
you
is.
read these comments. Ask Justin if he knows how to find that story about the weed guy."
Yeah.
I'll find it and I'll post it to this page.
Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
we'll do that.
Okay.
By the way, Wayne is our world-class troll.
He's slowly starting to evolve as one of our number one fans, though, man. He was just telling me. He's
Yeah,
like,
he does watch every show.
he's like, I come
And
home
he's
on time.
always commenting.
He just hit it. He goes, I just couldn't find the show again, man. I'm like, we didn't start yet. Shout out to him, by the way. Shout out to Wayne and Josh.
Wayniac.
Josh Matus, another person who told me, he's like, dude, I just want to
Always
say,
on
like,
there.
thank you guys for having the
And
show. He goes, I listen.
Terry Medeiros always throws me props, so I like you.
Nice.
All right, shout out Terry Medeiros, too.
Yo, Terry.
Every time.
Josh
she's
said,
always listening.
Terry, you're just too good for her.
Josh said that,
Terry, like 3 of her photos on Facebook.
but Josh said something really cool. He's like, I don't get to see you guys very often anymore. So when you're on the air, it's like I'm hanging out with you. And I was
That's
like,
cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a cool.
that's awesome.
I didn't think about it like that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You're welcome, all of you, to hang out with us.
Yeah, we're so cool and stuff.
or whatever you call it.
or something.
I had a baptism this weekend. All right. Okay. And I immediately think of,
Loser.
Offing yourself, jumping
not
off a
offing.
bridge.
Well, it was my brother's son.
And you're in
So
a
I was-
Portuguese family.
I was going. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look nice. I'm gonna go to this. And in my head, I thought, mass is only gonna be 30 to 40
Oh,
minutes,
God.
right?
I would have thought that, too, though.
An
I
hour
got to this.
tops.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I get there and it is 2 hours. It was more than 2 hours because I got there early, just to make sure I had to see it was on time. 2 hours, and then he actually kind of bitched at everyone there, saying, "I can tell who goes to church and who doesn't go to church because
the priest.
yeah,
right?
because there's like certain creeds, like apostles' creeds that you say, and the words change like every few years.
Is that
So
similar
if you
to
haven't gone to church in 2 years, the words change. So he's like, I could see some people doing the old words of the apostles' creed. So I know who goes to church and who doesn't. It's like,
Yeah.
bitch, I went to church for like 20-something years as a kid. because I'm not saying the same words, apparently I'm not,
Because you changed
Good
the
enough.
responses that I'm supposed to say back to you. That's how I felt the last time I was in church.
You don't know
I-
the song
Yeah.
to our cult, huh? This is our
It
cult.
felt
We
very
changed the song.
cult-like the last time I was in church.
Do it again, Jeff. Yeah, it's church related, right?
So how do they justify? What is it? 2 hours of what? Just dunk the fucking baby and
Well,
it's
no.
over, right? Dink dunk. You don't go to hell or something. It's
Well, no,
over.
it was the mass was probably about 45 minutes. The length of the mass was pretty normal.
Like Catholic gibberish?
But then he had like a separate mass. Usually when you do the dunking of the child,
Yeah.
it's like a quick thing. But this guy went like another 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, Christ.
So it was like,
Show off, prima donna.
yeah,
Oh,
it was
Christ.
just-
Oh, Christ.
It got to a point where like even adults were like, "Come on, like, hurry the fuck up."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all the adults are always like that in
Yeah.
any
Who in
baptism.
Yeah.
that church
Awful.
was like?
I think they
Let's
should-
keep this going.
They should
Yeah.
start turning
Yeah.
the dunking into a dunk tank.
Yeah.
To make it a little more interesting.
They should
Yeah.
give us
Kid.
baseballs.
Yeah, whip it
Whoever
at the
dunks
thing.
a kid first wins.
It doesn't go to hell. You win.
Yeah,
You-
I just don't get it. I don't get the whole church thing. I stopped going when I was like maybe like 22, and
You hung on for a
You-
while,
yeah.
man.
I did, and I mostly did it just to make my mom happy.
Oh, yeah.
She'd be like, "Sally," she'd wake me up, and be like, "Sally, you coming to church with us?" Like all sweet, and I'm like,
Awkward.
It's tough to
Fucking
say.
yes.
It's tough to say no to
guess
Joe's
I
mom
love
too.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the thing is, I think what I would say is church, just like wakes and funerals, is a example of something that was done hundreds and hundreds
Yeah,
and
it's
hundreds of
old.
years ago that
Thousands,
just
yeah.
won't die.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, it's dying slowly.
Yeah.
it is. It just won't.
Actually,
yet.
I think
think
it's dying
quicker.
quickly.
Yeah.
yeah,
I agree.
Especially around here.
it's a tradition that, in my opinion, is just.
Pointless, stupid.
Our minds have evolved. now.
Boring, yeah.
We're not those people who are like, there's a heaven up there and a hell down there. Like, believe it or not, there are still people who believe that, but most of us now are free thinking, and we're like, wait a minute,
Right.
this doesn't make
I
sense.
got some questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that this Bible ain't answering.
And on another note, like, if you want to assign godparents for like a confirmation or a communion,
Yeah, it had to be that.
It has to be people who still actively go to church and who still actively study.
Or at least pretend
Catholicism.
they do for the 6 weeks prior to the confirmation.
Exactly. Some priests are cool, and they'll be
Yeah.
like,
Don't worry
They'll
about
just
it.
sign the
"Yeah, do it,"
papers.
because it's like,
Like-
like Catholics are slowly dwindling, and priests are still being assholes and being like, "You can't be a godparent because you don't go to church."
Okay, buddy.
So it's like,
Is there going to be another generation of priests? Because who now is
Maybe
signing up
not.
to become like a
Good
priest?
point.
Yeah.
I was
Not
gonna
I.
say, it's definitely a church thing because my cousin asked me to be the godfather to his kid. I went in there. I'm like, I need a copy. Handed it to me. They didn't even ask me if I go to church.
I did the same thing. They didn't do it to me, but some do.
some priests are
do.
strict.
Yeah, and it's you're right. That's a good point though, Justin. Like, who right now in this generation is like in the priesthood or set up? I feel like
I know one guy. You guys know him. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Ready to laugh?
Yeah, what? Who's
He was on the show.
he's on this show?
He was on this show.
He's a
Bob
what?
Savigny?
Bob Savigny.
He's working to be a priest.
He was working to be a priest.
Is that
but,
the Ghost Whisperer?
no,
no.
no.
This
He,
was the 40.
That's Gary the Ghost
30
Hunter.
30 some odd year old virgin
all right,
episode. Yeah.
What a disaster that
He was trying to become a priest.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, they were like, okay, one of the first things the priest told him was like, all right, you got to stop jacking off. Like, no masturbation. So you can't even jerk off.
Can I know
It's weird.
about what year was this?
This was about, I'd say 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh my god!
He was trying to become a priest.
And then when they told me he couldn't jerk off, he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
I think that's what ended it for him.
And this is why priests
Yeah.
touch little boys.
Yeah, you
'cause
know
there's
what?
the loophole.
Yeah.
'Cause they can't touch themselves.
Can't touch themselves or women,
Yep.
but you can touch little boys.
Yep.
That's a good point because with sexuality, right? It's a force, it's a physical drive, and with any of those forces, if you like try to suppress it, it becomes perverted and weird
In
and
a
creepy.
hot
Yep,
way.
comes
like-
stronger.
Well, I wouldn't call it hot.
I'm trying to think about it because I'm trying to think like
It becomes demented, you know.
yeah.
To them, it becomes hotter. Like I
Yeah.
feel like when that's pent up for so much,
Yeah.
and like they can't have sex with anyone. I
Right.
think it turns them into being
Into
a pedophile.
perverts, yeah. They probably start off normal dudes, and then you suppress that
Have
sex
to.
drive long
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
Yep.
There's no way that every priest was born a child molester. I mean, it's just you're right. It happens because they're taken away. It's just tough. It's tough for me because like I can understand like for instance, let's say you're on an island and there's only fat girls and you hate big girls. You're eventually gonna like fucking.
You're gonna
fat
sleep
girls.
with fat girls. Huh?
And let's say they were only older women, 40s, 50s. Then you're eventually
You're gonna
But
get a
when
fetish.
there's- If I'm on an island with all little boys, I don't.
You're
think
never
I'll-
gonna, yeah. You're never gonna Jump on that
I'll just be
train.
whacking off, looking at a tree, pretending it's a girl. You know what I mean? Like,
That's actually a good idea.
Especially knowing what you could have. Like the
Yeah.
men who decide to become priests who have already had sex with women.
yeah,
You can't do that anymore?
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy too? Like, can't the church evolve as well as people have and the
Nope.
world has? Like, couldn't they be like, all right, yo, you can still be priests, you could smash girls once a year. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Or you can have a wife.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many things that I find wrong with the church.
Wait a minute. I never thought about this. Why can't you have a wife or a girlfriend? Or
Because you're, they want you to be like 100% dedicated to the Lord.
So you can-
You
God,
can
right?
with certain certain
Yes.
parts of Catholicism. Like
But
there are
not-
certain religions within
Uh-huh.
Catholicism, not Catholicism, Christianity.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Catholic priests can't marry, but there are ministers that are, I don't know, I have no idea, like Presbyterian or Protestant or whatever, that can marry.
They're administering that
Yeah.
dick.
Like whoever,
what I'm saying?
Seventh Heaven, whoever that one was.
And he was a
And he
child
actually-
molester
yeah,
in real
he
life.
turned into
Really?
a
Yeah, yeah.
This was just so ironic.
That
Yeah.
is crazy.
My life is
There's
ruined.
a meme out there that shows Bill Cosby, the dude from Seventh Heaven, and Al Bundy, and said, "Who would have thought that out of all these, Al Bundy would be the best?"
Yeah, I saw that. That was
That
awesome.
was great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
the church I went to, which was a Christian church, it was ministers, it wasn't priests, and they were allowed to marry and they had wives.
But the
Which is,
nun-
I think it's healthy.
and
Yeah.
the nuns couldn't either. The nuns couldn't have sex with
Right.
men
No.
because
Right.
they were married to God or whatever that shit is.
They dedicate their lives.
That's why they beat children. That's
Yeah.
why nuns
That's
beat
why- yeah,
children.
that's what
There's a
So-
lot of pent up rage.
Right.
They can't have sex.
Sexual frustration.
that is crazy.
But how do you dedicate your life to a cause that you don't even know is real?
That's
You know
where
what I mean?
you gotta have faith, Joe.
Yeah.
Every time you
Just
talk
gotta
to
have faith,
every
man.
time you talk to someone who's Catholic
Just gotta have
and you
faith.
and you corner them,
'Cause
where
you
you're like,
gotta have
"Hey, what about
faith."
dinosaurs?" Well, no.
Somebody
you
in
know,
the
it's-
comments
Yep.
just said
You gotta
that.
have
They
faith.
said that they went until they were 12 and they were kicked out because they asked where dinosaurs came from.
See that shit? Because the church
They were kicked out.
and they don't believe it, right?
They don't want to deal with facts?
No.
Yeah.
Like, what, you just asked me about Triceratops? Get the fuck out of here.
That's what happens when you have a tradition that's that old, and we as people evolve and start to figure certain things out, and you look, like science, and you look past it and say, no, it's time for like the Bible, the word of God is great. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the Ten Commandments, awesome. You shouldn't steal.
Got
Oh, I
some
get
great,
it.
got some great stories there.
But
Shouldn't
don't-
cheat on your wife.
Don't tell me the Earth is 60,000 years old when we have proof that it's like bajillions of fucking. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through like bones.
Yeah, through bones and
Fossils
study,
and-
exactly. And I remember Bill Nye said he's like, because he's actually amazing.
In
by
the
the way,
great words of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
listen, I don't know if you know about
Who's a
Bill Nye.
genius.
He is.
a motherfucking genius, dude. Him and
Clearly.
Neil deGrasse also.
But he said this. He said when he was debating someone about Christianity, he said there are bubbles, because there's bubbles in like air bubbles in like frozen ice that you can measure mathematically and know that it's way beyond 60,000 years old. Don't
I
ask me
didn't
how.
know that. Wow.
That's what he said. And
Interesting.
So it's like we've proven in many ways like this world is more than 60,000 years
But
old.
don't ask questions in the church.
No,
It's like 4 billion years old, right?
something like that. Yeah,
And,
like
and flat.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And as we all know, a saucer shape,
Yeah.
like a frisbee.
And by the way, you don't even want to know how much the Vatican is worth. The Vatican is like, it's got billion-dollar artifacts and stuff within it. They always preach like, oh, we always need to help the less fortunate, yada yada.
They don't pay taxes.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
pay. They don't pay taxes, and
gonna say the
everything
same
in
thing.
there
I was
is
gonna-
worth
Yeah,
billions.
they're sitting
of
on
dollars.
like
It's like
giant gold chairs. Yeah. A lot of gold
It's-
in there.
I just don't get
It's
it.
a cult, man. If you
Yeah.
just take a step outside and look and pretend you never learned anything about, you just look at it from the outside, you're like, this is a fucking cult.
Yeah.
They don't kill people and they don't do bad things.
Yeah, they might. They
What?
probably do, actually.
Well, I mean, the word of the Bible isn't anything really
It
bad.
doesn't
The
say-
actual
What's that?
religion, no.
But then again, it's like, hey, gay people are bad and all this shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it does have negative. It's not like they're harmless. They are.
Right.
They are like just putting negativity out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And the
And
thing
negative to anything they don't believe
exactly like the thing about Catholicism, if you do not obey every word, you're going to hell. And
Yeah.
that to me is a control thing. That's something you do when you want to raise like a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right,
Yeah.
listen, if you don't follow my rules, you're going to
Yep.
the basement.
Yeah.
Like,
If
that's
If
all
you-
it is.
If you get divorced,
Oh, yeah.
you're going
Yeah.
to hell. If you're gay, you're going to hell. Like, Christ, that's not accepting at all.
It's just not acceptable
No.
to me to be able to sit in a church and to listen to somebody who believes that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
It's just. Oh, sorry, Jeff.
No, I was going to say to
Your mic's off.
Yeah,
Can't
I think
hear
it
ya.
is.
Speak, Jeff.
Mic check. Check one. Is it? I don't
can't
see
hear
your
you.
waves there. Maybe it is. You know what? I don't know.
Catholic Church sabotaging
Yeah,
this podcast.
There you go.
Sorry. So to Kirby's point about tax exempt, so think about this: creating a religion, you can basically accept donations and you don't have to pay taxes on that. So think about how like churches and stuff are making. I don't know if you guys ever watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Always.
Dude,
He
that
is
guy
that.
he made his own religion to start collecting donations as a
No
like
way.
televangelist.
Didn't Joe Rogan make his own religion
It's called.
too?
I was just
No.
looking it up. It's
I don't
called
think so, no.
Our Lady of Perpetual.
We know him very
Exemption.
well. Who we know. That's why we picked the
Yeah, and he
same
gets donations,
He
right?
gets donations and it's all tax free.
That's great. That's actually excellent.
Yeah, it's really easy to create your own religion.
Let's
And become-
the whatever bro religion.
Yes.
And we
great
could
idea.
we could start a GoFundMe for our new religion. We'll call it
whatever, bro. Is
Whatever bro.
whatever Brothlick.
It would.
I'm
it would-
whatever, bro.
The whatever brothel.
Whatever Presbyterian.
We'd like. Yeah, we'd be like, you have to have more sex.
Yes. Specifically,
or
with
you're
us.
going to hell.
Yeah, if you don't fuck us, you're going to hell.
You know, the
a big
thing that
religion.
really blows my mind.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's a great idea. The thing that really blows my mind is that fucking people, like my parents, for example. I got really, I got really high the other day. and
Fucking losers.
I was
like my
really high the
parents.
other day thinking about this, talking about it with like my a friend of mine, and I'm like, my parents are so they worship this 2,000. You know, when you're stoned, it all comes together. It's a 2,500-year-old book, roughly. It's just. You ever read the Bible? It's nonsense. It's old,
It's like
shitty
1,000
fairy tale.
pages of nonsense.
It's not even. It's barely like in readable English, and it sucks. It's like they chose to like follow this old ass, nonsensical, non-relevant, asinine book.
Yep.
And meanwhile, there's like the iPad. Like science has taken us so far.
They're reading the Bible on their
Yeah,
iPad.
yeah. It's like science and knowledge. That's
science.
obviously the path. This old book isn't doing shit for anyone.
And why is this book always in hotel rooms? I
Oh,
never,
there's a-
I
there
never
was a
got
s-
to the
there was a
reason
spec-
for that.
There was a specific religious group that put those in every hotel room. Well, they tried to put it in every hotel room in the country. I forget what they were called. The Gideons or something?
It's been in almost every hotel room I've ever been in my
yeah,
life.
right.
but why?
Yeah.
But doesn't the hotel? I thought the hotel
It
did
was
that.
it was like a religious order.
And then the
Gideons, I
hotel
think.
just leaves it there.
And they just leave it, yeah. They're like, all right, whatever.
It's dude. It's like literally in every hotel, like most.
I'll give you a good point. There was a girl. I don't remember who she was. It was a plane that was going down. Didn't crash. I remember this stuck in my mind. The girl, she was like,
fly in
they were
here.
like, weren't you afraid? It was a woman. They're like, weren't you afraid? And she was like, no. She goes, I was ready. I was accepting. And this girl was like super religious. So she was like, I'm accepting. I knew I was going to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but that's why.
Kill her.
Listen,
Okay.
listen to my point here. The point is that is why I believe people follow it, because it gives them that security, even if it's bullshit.
A blissful ignorance.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
here's the difference. Ready? The person, when I'm on the plane and the plane's going down, I've been making fun of the Catholic person, but the Catholic person is going to be like, I'm fine, I'm going to heaven. Where I'm going to be like, I don't know what I believe. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. So I would say that is the number one reason why people stick to religion is their fear of death, and then their comfort of, I'm going to be taken care of when I die. It's just, I think people
that's
like
not-
us we think for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we care too much about the truth to let that. Like, I can't just be like, oh, there's a heaven and hell. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get on with my day. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't buy it, and I want to know, and I know we're never gonna know. But
But that's not as much of a religion thing as a higher power thing.
true.
I believe in a higher power
You see, I
to an
don't.
extent.
Yeah.
I don't.
I kind of want there to be a higher power. I don't know that there's a higher power.
I don't
would-
know what it is.
Yeah.
It's not a person.
You believe there's something.
It's definitely not a man named God who's sitting in a cloud. But there's some sort of energy that's controlling something.
Scott seems skeptical.
No, he doesn't
See,
believe
I'll
it.
give you. I'll give you the energy thing. What I'm saying is like, all right, when you step on an ant, right? Do you think the ant is going somewhere special? Curb.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're losing followers.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I'm losing followers. I'm losing Kirby.
I'm losing my religion, man.
Join the club.
What I will say is that I feel like a lot of addicts or
I was just
ex-murderers
going to bring the NAA
go to religion,
thing into
and
that.
part of that I'm
That's
like I'm
more of a-
happy for them.
That's a higher power. That's not a religion thing.
Is it a higher power, or is it like
they're
they
not-
have no idea what the fuck else to follow, so they follow that? Like,
They don't call it a god. They call it a higher power that that.
But
Yeah.
but some go to actual
Oh
Christianity.
yeah, some find Jesus.
Yeah,
And
which
they
I
do
don't-
they push that at NA and AA like, well,
Yeah.
find your higher power.
Yep.
We have God available
but
if you're interested.
Yeah, you can be your own higher power. I would assume.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
If it works for them to stop drugs,
Yeah, go for it.
go for
By
it.
all
I
means.
still don't. I just still find it weird that they're like, oh, you know what? This fake God has really fixed my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Let's put it this way, dude. We know that there are things light years away. You know what a fucking light year is?
No.
That is when you put the flashlight on and the flashlight travels. If you just kept that thing for a year, you know how fucking fast light travels? I think it's like for every time you
Yeah.
jump up 7 times around the world. In a year where that light would be, there's stuff there. We don't mean shit.
No.
Yeah.
If there's a
True
higher
story.
power,
It could be a
That's
light year
how-
away.
I'm just saying why I just don't think we're significant at all. And I
I've
think
always
that's the
I've
scary
always
part.
wondered that. Like there could be another.
Are
Why
we-
why wouldn't there be another planet
Exactly.
somewhere in the universe similar to ours?
And are we little puppets?
yeah.
Could be anything. Listen,
Exactly.
somebody actually said this blew my mind. I think it was Neil Tyson actually. He said, if you believe in infinity, meaning that there are, you know, when you're a kid, you would think, where's the walls? In
yeah,
the universe?
does this universe just go forever?
If it does go forever, okay, now this is mathematically proven. If infinity is true, then not only is there another planet out there with humans just like us, but there's another planet out there with humans just like us doing the same thing. Because infinity means so that means there's
There's
every
another
possible-
Scotty Medeiros.
There's another Scotty Medeiros
There's
doing
another
this,
whatever, bro.
doing this. There's another Scotty Medeiros doing this, but in a different building. Like it's
And a
that-
little funnier.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
Impossible.
Just not with a bigger penis. That's not mine.
Yeah,
That's
not a
the
bigger
proven.
dick.
I've got the
Not a
biggest
bigger
one.
dick. He's
Out
got
of
the
all
biggest dick in the universe. In the multiverse, I would say.
Yes, the most.
To infinity and beyond. Scotty Medeiros'
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's as much mind blowing stuff as I can give you.
And that's an interesting point too, because all right, if you let's say there was a God, right? Then you would just look at nature for a peek into his mind or the way he thought. Because if there's a God, then you say, well, he created everything, right? If you look at nature on Earth, if you go out into the Amazon or the Outback or into the Sahara,
Outback
what do
Steakhouse.
you?
I
not
love
the-
the Outback
Yeah.
Steakhouse. That was the first thing
Steakhouse.
that came to my mind. The brown bread.
You get the blooming onion.
Yeah, you get the blooming onion, and you say there.
He's like,
there's
if you
no-
go to the
yeah.
Amazon or IHOP, or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, if you go to any of those places, you go, Jesus Christ, nature is vicious and violent, and things eat each other with their fucking faces.
I know.
And their
Not pretty.
fingernails, they rip each other's throats out and they eat each other whole. Now, if there was an all-seeing, all-loving, all-knowing God, couldn't he just go, well, tigers get energy from the sun. They don't have to rip the throats out of zebras.
Yeah.
They eat baby zebras to sustain themselves. So if there's a God, you have to say, well, he created nature, and nature is brutal and violent as fuck. So if there is a God, maybe he's a little more demented
Yeah.
than we like to let on.
Joe actually brought up a point one time talking to him that was good. He said, "It was kind of my question. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what God would do this? What God would let this happen?" And correct me if I'm wrong. The response to that is God doesn't have the control anymore. So He made something.
So he made like a
And now it's like,
He-
have fun, everyone.
He pulled
Done.
the yeah.
Yeah.
He made like an automated factory, like a universe factory. Pulled the switch and then said, "I'm going on vacay."
Right.
I'm going to the bar, guys.
Yeah.
with no babysitter.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kinda
Yeah.
like-
So he
Just
kind of
kinda-
he kind of created something and just
clocked
said,
out.
and let's see what happens. I have no control, which again just sounds retarded to me too. I think what you say. You look at the way the world works. Dude, just nature in general. Nature's here to kill us, pretty much.
Look at the nature of the
Yeah.
universe,
Yeah.
because I mean they've proven that throughout various times in the history of the planet of the Earth, just meteorites have come, hit the Earth, and just wiped out human populations down
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
a couple hundred to a couple thousand people.
By the way, you know what fascinates? This is on the topic but off. But you know what fascinates me? When it's been said that all the continents were once together.
Oh, Pangea.
Yeah, how you can fit them together.
Yeah.
When I first figured that out years ago,
It's actually amazing.
it's insane.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's shown you that
And they
over
broke
time.
apart.
It's been, and this was all land was all together.
Yeah.
You think doesn't like the continents fit together if you
Yeah.
try like pretty much? Isn't
Yeah.
that fucking nuts, dude.
It's like a like
It's
puzzle
just
pieces.
broken
Yeah.
off.
It's crazy. That shit's crazy to me, man.
There was a movie where there were these two different worlds. There was this world where there were strict rules, everyone wore the same thing, and then there was this other world that was like our world. The world where everyone wore the same thing, they all thought they were going to this heaven type place at some point in their life. But they were only in this world for their organs, so that if the real
Oh
world,
my god, I saw that
Yeah.
movie.
What's the name of
I
this
saw
movie?
that
I've
movie.
definitely seen
it's,
it.
Jeff, it's the movie with Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor.
Ewan. How
Ewan?
does anyone ever say that?
Is that his
Ewan.
name? Ewan?
Ewan.
But yeah, so but they find out that they're only there to be harvested if necessary. Like if this
Motherfuckers.
person, if their clone, it's basically in one world it's
Called The Island.
the island. Yes, so it's like your clone has strict rules on this planet. Like if you break your leg or it gets amputated, or if you die,
You can get it off. This.
you go to that world and you use that body or a limb or
the world.
whatever.
So like the world we live in would be we're screwed, right? We're the ones.
No, the world we
they-
live in is this is where we'd go if we lost an arm.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. So it was basically just a way to say
No shit.
this person can live longer or have a better life because we can harvest their heart, their brain, or
That's
whatever.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
a pretty decent movie. I just found that interesting
That
because
is cool.
what if we're that race who's only there to be harvested?
Yeah, I feel like it might be, man.
And when people die, it's because someone needs a heart,
Oh, all right.
and on that other planet.
Yeah, like when a 6-year-old baby, like a 6-year-old kid gets killed, hit by a car, like, we needed this guy's
Yeah.
eyeballs.
I like that.
Jimmy on this planet needs his eyeballs.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, you know the Hindus have a real interesting philosophy
That is-
on life.
Are they in India?
Yeah, they're
Hinduism?
they're primarily in India. 80% of the population of India is Hindu, and their take on things is that okay, so there's one God, right? But he shatters himself into trillions and trillions of living organisms. He's a human. He's an iguana. He's like
I'm glad you're talking about
like
this.
a tomato plant.
Yeah.
So their view is like, yeah, and their idea is like the whole world is Maya. They call it an illusion, a game almost. So this is something that if you were, you ever play a video game, you put the God mode on, cheat mode?
Yep.
Gets boring pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
Because you have all the power, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
So they're saying the world is almost like theater or a game or a show where everything is actually God and it's just intentionally forgotten that. Just
Yeah.
for like, it's like a RPG, role-playing game.
Our friend told me about that, and it was kind of interesting. He said basically his take is that everything on this planet is different, is God in a different perspective.
In a
So we're
different
all-
form.
Now, what's interesting about that, I did a little research on death here and there because it fascinates me but scares me at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people who have near-death experiences, they always say that. I look for connections when people, like, what's the word I'm looking for? When it's same thing, like this guy said the same thing. Like I'm looking for patterns of like
Patterns.
consistency. That's
No,
what,
no, that's
that's
not
what
the
I'm.
word.
Well, that's what I'm
No,
looking for.
yeah.
Deja vu.
I look for
No.
Listen, just let me go.
Coincidence,
No,
but
I-
not quite.
Listen,
Connections?
I look for consistency with people when they don't know each other when they say the same thing. So
Yeah.
people who had near-death experiences all said, "I felt like I was everything,"
Yeah.
and I thought that was interesting. And I've also heard that from people who do DMT.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had
what you've done.
I've definitely had that experience on and I've done DMT, probably
is dimethyltryptamine.
twice, dimethyltryptamine, but I really had that experience on magic mushrooms. I want to say that first time I really took them, and I've taken them multiple times,
But
I really had this breakthrough period on this first time. I mean, it was I hit this point. It was very Buddhist now looking back on it because I had this revelation where I was like, oh my God, like I'm not real. And by that I mean like my Justin Croftonness wasn't as real as it like, because to me, like, hey, I'm Justin, I'm real,
That's just identity, man.
It's
Yeah.
just, and then like, it's just the ego, just the identity. And I was just like, wow, my entire state of consciousness shifted. And I had this revelation that like, whoa, I have not been real this entire time. And I just
Were you
kept-
scared?
No, I was like in a state of pure ecstasy. I think I was even just like crying with joy. And I was like, wow. And it was the same thing. I felt a state of complete connection with everyone and everything. Like I was one unitive thing. And then in my normal state of consciousness, now, for example, you're separate, you're separated,
I think your ego, your identity,
dissolved for
Yeah,
a short time.
But
yeah.
now it's there to save you.
yeah, then it kind of brings
Yeah.
you back.
Because like you're Kirby, you're a mother, you're whatever your what is your job title exactly?
I'm a mortgage loan processor.
A mortgage loan processor. That is actually not
Hot.
who you are. You know what I mean? So who you are, the real you, is like deep down.
Yeah.
And I think that it can
Like
be
pure consciousness.
Yeah, it can be seen through mushrooms and doing DMT and stuff like that, which I'm too scared to do. But one day will.
Well, that's the theory too of like the concept of enlightenment. Like the Buddha was enlightened. Obviously, they don't introduce drugs into that model. It's all meditation.
You
But
also
that's
have to be in the right state of mind to do those.
Yeah. You have to be like calm.
I've
right?
had
And it
bad
gets-
experiences.
That's what I'm scared of. Is bad.
I,
trips,
yeah.
man.
I would say like if you're gonna do mushrooms, get into a meditation practice for maybe up to several months to a year if you're gonna go with a high dose, because if you know how to meditate, that's gonna save your ass
Yeah.
on mushrooms.
When you start going.
Yeah, if you're some fucking, especially if you're some bro, and
What's
you,
up, dude? I won't
yeah,
take
go,
Yeah.
fuck, yeah. And
You might go
take an
crazy.
eighth. See you later, man.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. I wouldn't wish that hell on my greatest enemy.
because
No.
that's someone who.
And you can't get out of it.
Yeah,
yeah. What
You
happened
can't
with
make
your?
it stop. I took mushrooms once. It was the worst experience of my life. I would like to do it again, but I won't.
Because you're scared of that. Still that how you.
To see the contrast, that was the best experience of my life
But
when I had
here's the
that
thing.
kind of.
I knew going into it, I wanted to sit on my couch. I wanted to stay in my house, maybe watch a movie, maybe sit on my bed, maybe
You
do
alone?
something like that. No, I was with my boyfriend at the
Okay.
time, and he brought me to a bonfire.
around
and
people you don't know,
Strangers.
in a place you're not familiar with.
Strangers.
I
Yeah.
ended up walking down the road in Dartmouth, down
told
a
me
road
this.
I don't know.
I remember this.
It was terrible, and I'll never do
Were
it
you
again.
crying and shit? And
Once I got home, once I flipped out on every single one of his friends.
what was going through your head? Like, what was fear, anger? Like, what was it? Do you remember?
It was anger because I didn't want to be there. Because I knew I didn't want to be there, and I wasn't in full control of my body.
That's the thing. You lose the control. That's another problem I have. Is I'm a control freak,
Yeah.
kind of.
And you're moving. The problem too is you're moving. It's bringing you inward.
Yeah.
It's bringing you in to address all those inner
Exactly.
issues. It's bringing
exactly.
you into that
And
inner world.
it was going on in my head like, why am I here? Why am I with this person? This person I told that I wanted to stay at home brought me out of my home.
Yeah.
And it was just terrible.
Yeah.
I'll never do it again.
Yeah. Well, you got
Never.
You got to be around people.
They say
you-
the
Yeah.
the most important things are the set and the setting.
Exactly.
So the set is your mental mindset. Are
Yeah.
you cool at the time? And then the setting is your physical location. And that's huge. You know, if you end up in a situation like that and you
Yeah.
take a high
Go
dose,
nuts.
it's like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ,
yeah, and
that
I
could
probably
be a
ate an
hellish
eighth
night.
and a peanut butter sandwich, and it was.
Yeah, you'd have to pay me like $50,000 to do that, and then like go out into the world randomly. It's
Yeah.
such a bad idea. But under the right circumstances, substances like magic mushrooms, I mean, they are like
I can
like a
imagine. They're
meditation
probably
aid, like
amazing.
meditation on steroids, like 20 years of meditation in a night. You know, you can have some real breakthrough experiences. But
I
you got to be
believe
in the
it.
right. You got to be in the right setting.
Gotta be ready for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had something.
No, I was just gonna say, totally unrelated. Josh is giving Scotty props for his shirt.
Yeah, I liked it.
Burge kid, what's up, you ICP fucking maniac?
Josh, you fucking juggalo.
Hey, was that you that went into Kiss 108 with an axe?
That was
Axe
him.
on the play?
Pretty sure that was him.
When's his next fight, by the way?
I
wanted
believe
a
August.
song.
I believe.
August, nice.
I believe.
I hadn't
could
heard
be
about it.
wrong.
We saw him at Scotty's, and he told us he was fighting again.
Yeah, after
Nice.
he beat us up, dude.
Yeah, he beat us up.
He's so fucking calm and chill for a UFC. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm an idiot, though. I go in there fucking with him. One day, he's not going to realize it's me and punch me.
In the gut.
I always
Yeah.
push him. I'm like, the fuck you looking at? And then he'll look at me for 0.5
gonna-
seconds
yeah.
like, oh, fuck. this kid.
Joe
If I
again.
was a stranger, I would have died.
I gave him the whole like, I know nothing about MMA, but you should have been fighting that guy. You know, I'm sure he gets that. From everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I was
He's
like-
just nodding his head like,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
knew right away when
Yeah.
I saw him you were gonna lose.
No.
But that was heartbreaking for all of us because it was such a tough fight.
Yeah, we always want him to win.
Yeah.
you know?
Did you say, guy, why didn't you just knock him out? Did you try knocking him out? Did you consider that?
I'm sure he gets that. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
should have grabbed his knees, kid.
Guy, what I would have done, right? I would have fucking ankle picked him, right?
You should work at Letty's Bakery. What do you
know, what's funny is though, like, because it's Fall River, I feel like he might get a lot of people that do that shit. Like,
Oh, I'm sure.
we
yeah.
actually watch UFC often, so we kind of know that long people are difficult to fight against. And but anyone else would be like, "God, what happened? Why don't you just swing at
That
him?"
kid was mad
You got
skinny,
you real
dude.
quick.
Hey,
You turned your head for 2
He's
seconds.
skinny, exactly. He's so scrawny. You could have just broke all his arms and knocked him out.
well, what the fuck you doing grappling with this kid, man?
I was watching the fights this past weekend, and there was someone there that didn't know shit about fighting.
Where were
and
you? Where'd you go?
I was just at a friend's house,
Oh, all right.
and then like,
Fuck, I didn't get an invite.
you know what?
You know what? You know
Hey,
what? Fuck you.
You didn't want one, believe me. 'Cause I was there with someone that was like, just didn't know a shred about the sport.
Do I know this person?
Oh yeah. And it was just like, yeah, what he should do is he should get up and just fucking uppercut him, knock him out before he hits the ground with a kick, a switch kick. And it's just like,
All right,
all right,
Charles.
man, yeah, all right.
A little more strategic.
Yeah,
This was a dude.
It was a girl.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
No offense.
I know nothing about MMA. I go there. I have fun. I cheered Josh on.
Yeah.
I didn't. I
'cause
knew he lost,
You're not gonna judge him like we do.
but I'm not judging. I just cheer.
Yeah,
So you
man.
hit him.
Why didn't you knock him out, bro?
Try to pump the crowd up.
It was mad skinny, dude. We have a I love going to his fight.
Yeah,
Love
we'll
it.
be at the next
we
one.
yeah we roll deep.
Scotty
Like,
bought me a KFC last time.
Damn
It was
right.
amazing.
I was just gonna say, like,
It
one of the
was
best parts
the
about
best
it
part
is
of my
KFC
night.
and Taco Bell.
there was
there
because there was KFC and Taco Bell in the
In the
fucking
fight.
in
at-
the room, 5 feet away from
Oh.
the fight.
Scotty brought us chicken littles, and we were like, "Oh my god,
I'll take
let's go back
care
to
of
the
ya.
car now."
You know, guess
Yeah.
what? I was driving. I want to take care of you guys. Actually, that makes no sense. I should have had the KFC since I was driving.
I bought my own KFC.
I didn't care. I'm bringing extra money for
Oh, you
KFC
fucking
next time.
charity.
You guy.
Bought my own Taco Bell.
Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to address here from the commenters. The
Yeah,
great,
I
the
wasn't
great,
seeing anything great on there
wonderful
besides
commenters.
awesome compliments. I always appreciate the compliments.
Yeah, we like those.
We love compliments.
It's not stupid questions.
Yeah, right. There is such thing as a stupid fucking question.
Jump.
I was thinking. I think Josh said, "Why didn't I try that?" LOL. Dude didn't take the fight. Probably looking at September now.
September.
Oh,
Oh,
September.
they were scared, they were
Nice.
scared to fight Josh. Of course.
Yeah, he got scared and ran away.
But to be fair, who is-
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't afraid.
So September we're looking
It's a
at.
tough
All
fight.
right.
We'll be there.
September. Where did he say it was? Twin River
It'd
or
be a twin-
Mohegan?
it'd be a
It's
twin.
one of those. I
It's-
kind of
it's-
like Twin.
It's probably
Twin River,
it's
is-
probably CES again, the organization, and
which is
they
Twin.
usually have events at Twin River when they're local.
I love Twin Rivers.
love it.
Close.
Which is not in Newport.
no.
And again,
Last time we were going, I drove to Newport, and Kirby was finally just goes, "Hey,
going the
Scott,
wrong way."
Wait, no, he just was like, I've never been this way before. 75 miles the wrong way, and I was like, no, you just get up here. Newport's right there. She's like, we're not going to Newport. I was like, fuck.
Oh,
And then we got a bottle and just started drinking.
Yeah.
Hence drinking driving.
I know, right?
We had to that day.
To Connecticut.
Some of you guys might know what this is. This girl said, "Can we please talk about how heroin is illegal? Yet we're going to set up places for people to use illegal drugs."
Okay, and that's happening.
Yeah,
at-
I heard that.
That's actually kind of a local issue.
Yeah, that's
that was
a Massachusetts
the
thing.
one topic I had that I haven't even researched thoroughly, so I'm gonna fuck it to high hell.
Okay, go ahead. Because while you're,
Okay.
she gave me a link. I'm going to look at it. Real
You look
quick.
at the link, and then I'll talk to these guys about it.
Yeah, go.
Our friend, my best friend, Mayor Jazeel Carrere,
Jazel.
Jazel Carrere,
Jiziel.
who, by the way, saw me and Joe at the bar recently.
It was the comedy.
we
night.
were at a comedy show.
He
at
fucking
the-
ignored
at
us.
the Belmont, and the mayor,
Was I there?
friend of the show, the
You might
mayor
have,
comes
you might
in.
have left. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You might have been there.
He came in with the high rollers. Man.
Oh no, I did.
He came in with the lady with the mink,
an older
mink
woman.
on, and the girl with the diamonds.
Wait, he
and
didn't
the-
talk to you guys?
Nope.
He came in with a Monopoly guy, like
With a monocle in his eye.
Old
I
rich,
sl-
yeah, pretty
I
much.
slightly remember,
Remember
this
this?
now that it's
Came
coming
with
back
some
to me.
old rich people.
Sat in
And
the
then,
corner.
Sat in the corner. I don't know if he saw us.
He saw us.
He saw us?
He
Okay.
saw us. We were
Right
in the
in the
middle.
front.
In the middle of the
front
room.
and center.
We got Jazel's back.
Yeah.
We got his back. He didn't say hello.
Nope.
Didn't give us a wink or
Not a
you know,
what's
Well,
up.
I'll
or
tell you right
a
now.
nod.
He was. I found out the next day. He was in the middle of
Wheeling
some
and dealing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, where he could have been meeting those people. By the way, it was past midnight when he showed up there. So he was meeting with that night. He was with Kathy Ann Rivera, who was she's in charge of like the finances of the city.
Okay.
Basically.
I figured it was important people.
He was in some hot water because he hired a guy that's supposed to work for drug addiction stuff. I don't know his exact position, but he was supposed to be helping addicts.
Yeah.
And he was spending money to go to conferences in expensive hotels and buying expensive
Nice
things.
expensive
I
shit.
see.
So I think that
Politics 101, basically.
exactly. And so if the mayor's meeting with the finance person at a bar
Yeah, it's
with
a-
other important people, it's because of that. And then the next day,
And we're in the background like, whatever, bro. Whatever, podcast. Whatever else for the show. And he's like, dude, I'm trying to do fucking important
we're
shit
like
over
Baba
here.
Booey.
Yeah.
Jason,
then-
we know him.
I wasn't even mad at him because I assumed like, okay, these seem like old, wealthy,
Yep.
rich people.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's
It
got
looked
some
serious.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
But
I-
the next day, he ended up firing that guy. So that meeting might have been, should I fire this guy?
And Jason, when you want to come back on the show, anytime, man,
Anytime.
call us. We're gonna.
Kidding me? After we threw him under the bus?
We
Yeah.
got a new location.
That's right.
So I guess here's what's in the works. This is pretty ridiculous. You ready? Boston officials are exploring the potential impacts of so-called safe injection sites where addicts can use heroin under medical supervision. The city council's called Monday hearing City Hall. It's come to Massachusetts, blah, blah, blah. The Department of Public Health says an average of 6 people a day have fatally overdosed on opioids, making it. So I'm guessing they're doing this to keep heroin addicts from killing themselves. Am I correct
Yeah.
there?
They're saying keep using.
They're trying to localize and minimize the overdoses.
Okay, so you're going to say, hey, you can do heroin, but just enough that you don't kill yourself. We want to make sure you don't kill
Yeah.
yourself.
They
just
can
a
do
taste.
enough that will kill themselves, but they'll bring them back.
Oh, they'll like.
They'll Narcan them right there.
But there's also a rule that you can only Narcan. You have 3 strikes basically. And
That's not a real rule yet, though, I don't think.
They're talking
I
about
like
it.
that rule. I like that rule.
I like it too.
Like, all right, we tried everything.
Narcans,
Just-
you're gonna-
die now.
Is it true that if you get Narcan once, it's not as effective the next
Oh, I have
time?
no idea.
Okay, I just
No,
heard
that's not
that.
true.
It's probably bullshit.
So I would say, this is off the top of my head, I would say this could only be a good idea for kids, like if teenagers were using heroin, because I don't want to see kids. They think they still have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if someone's fucking 48 years old still shooting dope,
Just euthanize him at that
let them
point.
go.
Bring a vet.
No, let them go.
Put him down.
Yeah.
Let them and again, I'm not an addict. I don't want to. I know that that's a big topic, but at that point, like if you're using dope and no one's around to save you, man, you're not gonna turn your. I don't know. That's just. I don't know. Just do it. Just do it, bro. I don't give a fuck, man. If I mean, I don't want to see people doing heroin, but I also don't want to see people like, all right, you can do heroin over here. We'll just revive you and then send you home and see you back here in a couple
Well,
days.
I don't know if it's anything.
I must be missing something.
Portugal did this. They kind of turned their whole drug system around.
The Azores fixed it all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were doing something
By
called.
legalizing it?
They were doing something. Well, they decriminalized it.
Decriminalized.
So you couldn't be like a heroin seller, and you'd still get in trouble for that. But they did something called harm reduction, where they started with these clinics. You want to shoot up, you'll have medical professionals around. But at these clinics also, they had like therapists, and they had people that were counselors there.
That's cool.
And they were like, "Hey, you want to shoot up? That's fine. We're gonna give you a clean needle so you don't spread AIDS or Hep C."
And then we're gonna force you to
Yeah.
listen to us.
So
talk to you.
disease control right there. That's huge because they're giving you a clean needle, and they're
Right.
probably doing it at this place. So now you're stopping the spread of AIDS. You're stopping the spread of hepatitis C and probably several other
Okay.
diseases. And then they're having counselors. They're having therapists there. Like, hey, now that you're here, would you consider getting off of heroin? We have a trained therapist here to talk to. We have like ways to detox
So I-
you.
Yeah,
And it worked.
Yeah.
It
And
worked.
it worked.
It worked.
Statistically,
Huge, yeah.
All right, so that's
the
awesome.
heroin problem
Yeah.
went out the window.
I,
So, now that's awesome, and I would say I would force them though to if you can use them, you're fine. But now you have to
can't
stay
force.
here. No, you force them to stay here. You have to stay here and like listen to what we have to say.
Oh yeah, like a Jehovah's almost.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you can do it. You can do it. Shoot heroin here. We'll make sure you're okay. You're not gonna die. It's a clean needle. But right after you do that, you have a mandatory like 1 hour session with a therapist.
Yeah.
Something like that. That makes sense.
And I know the last summer when I went to the Azores, one of the family members, because everyone goes and stays with a fucking family member, was
true.
he was Portuguese FBI. And he gave us a ride home one night, and I was freaking a little drunk, but we were talking about it, and because the Azores is in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean between the U.S. and Europe, basically, it was a huge drug. It was a turnover place, so people were stopping with their pounds and kilos and all this shit of drugs, so they can still arrest them. But the people who are actually using, they got so many people off of drugs just by decriminalizing it
shit.
and not arresting them. They offered them help instead of putting them in
No,
jail.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
offer
yeah.
help instead of.
Instead of putting
Right.
them in jail.
The fuck
It
is that
puts
gonna do? Yeah.
There's no point putting them in jail because there's just as many, if not more, drugs in jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're with other people who are addicts who can't wait to get
Yeah.
out and get high again. Yeah, like.
It's fucked up to lock up addicts if they committed a crime.
Yeah.
Definitely lock them
Lock
up.
'em
But
up.
before they commit a crime, they're like a mentally ill person to do
Yep,
this.
they got a
thing. So,
problem.
Like
Yeah.
they're not having fun. You don't see a
Yeah.
person addicted to heroin and he's like, I'm having a blast, man.
They're just trying to
shooting up,
they
living
Yeah.
in my mom's basement.
It's like eating food, man.
They need it to live.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
crazy.
And well,
Heroin's no joke, man.
No.
well, my point bringing up Jaziel earlier is he
Jazel.
I love
Jazel,
Go on.
our good friend Giselle.
Zelly.
Giselle.
Jay-Z.
He announced something a couple weeks ago in Fall River, and it was, I think it's out of City Hall. It's like a certain time a week or a month where if you're an addict and you need help, you can just go to City Hall, and there's going to be like various people there. I don't know if they're therapists or drug counselors there to help you. And somehow it's not funded through taxpayer money. And yeah.
Somehow. Awkward.
Now I have an
That's not going to work, though.
I have an idea though.
Go.
I think it would be a little better than old Jay-Z's idea.
Jazel.
Jazel.
Gazelle.
Next time he's at the Belmont, I'll tell him about
I
this.
hope he's there later on.
And he's going to write it into law.
I hope
okay.
so.
Here's how we fix the heroin problem in Fall River, Massachusetts.
You hear that,
Ready?
Giselle?
Giselle.
Foolproof.
Just
Haciel.
You start putting out signs in the troubled areas of the city.
God.
Free
Haciel.
cruise. Free cruise for any
I know exactly where he's
any
going with
opiate
this.
addict
Me too.
in the city.
Who recovers?
Just meet at like down by the water, down by Click or the Tipsy, and we get a nice boat for you, and there's actually free heroin for everyone who comes on. Right?
my God.
All the addicts in the city. You do this like a month ahead of time. You
I don't know if this is going to
you
go
get a
through.
big, wait, this is gold. Jazel's gonna pass this into law tomorrow once he hears the podcast. You get them all on the boat, right? For the free opiate heroin cruise. You sail them out
Joyride.
into the harbor, and then you get the guys on the battleship load up that big cannon, load up the big guns, and then goosh, bam, blammo, and just like that, city's safer, crime rate.
Blammo! Like this
Yeah.
is a Batman episode.
The crime rate
Level
just,
'em.
The crime rate just drops overnight.
God.
Property values go through the roof. Jazel, you're welcome.
Mass
problem
There's your
solved.
second term, Jazel,
Thank
right
you.
there. You can thank Justin Crofton
Thank you.
for that.
Part of me feels bad for Jazel sometimes because what if he hires a guy thinking the guy's going to do a good job, and then this same guy ends up buying expensive things, buying expensive hotels,
Recommending the
and
heroin
then he's
addicts be blasted with a
"Motherfucker." He's like,
Why is he hired?
I trusted
Justin
this
yet?
guy.
Yeah, I'm looking for a new job, Jazel. I mean, I think I proved myself with the eliminate the problem like
That
that.
proposition.
Kablamo.
8,000 addicts.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
I proved myself with the cannons.
I call it the Kablamo plan.
Stick 'em on the block island.
The Caplano.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, listen. Good show.
Well, Jazel,
We have to-
Jazel, if you ever want to come on, we're actually still yet to have Willie on. It would be funny though if
You had both of them?
yeah, if but Jazel didn't know about it. We're just like, Jazel, come on the show, man, come on. And then secretly we're like, hey, Will, want to come on the show? And then we'd have Willie
We have to
on the show.
run Will
Like-
through a metal detector, of course, first.
Yeah, kind of like a Jerry Springer, like, well, your enemy is here. Come on.
Oh, here it comes.
You'd have no idea, but guess who's backstage?
By,
Your arch enemy.
by the way, Will Flanagan has a goatee now.
Does he?
Yeah, he's sporting a goatee.
Never a
Looks
good idea.
a little creepy.
Never a good idea.
More manly, but creepy.
Has anyone you've ever known grown a goatee and then you said to him, man, you look so much better with a goatee? No, never happened in the history of mankind.
In the history of
Except for
goatees.
Jeff. Jeff, you got a beard over there. It's a
Jeff can rock a goatee, though.
Yeah, he can, but it's not a good idea.
can. I
It's not
wouldn't
a good
recommend
idea
it.
if anybody
has the
rocked goatee.
option.
Oh yeah, you have a goatee going, don't you? You loser.
No, that's a
But
beard.
there are times where he has just the goatee.
Yeah, you know. I see it when you have it like this.
You look good over there.
Yeah, but you have. Yeah, it's not
See,
like.
stop tempting me.
It's slightly beardish, not so much goatee-ish.
Beardish. It's
Beardish.
grizzly. Very grizzly of you. Anyway.
This is what happens when we
There's
come in.
that silence.
This is what
again.
happens when we come in with zero topics, and we're forced to rely on the goddamn
Facebook.
We had a lot.
Well,
comments.
we've
Yeah.
been jibber jabbering
We had
for
a lot
so
of
long.
material.
Yeah.
Jibber jabbering.
Jibber jabbering.
The fan comments, I feel
We're
are
a bunch of chatty cats.
We've been talking about all this stuff jibber jabbering
Yeah.
for an hour and a half now.
Coffee talk.
You want to freestyle and leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Freestyle. I'm so sick of
Why don't you
freestyle.
sleep?
No, I love
Thank you.
freestyling.
Wow,
Keep
let's go.
freestyling. I want to hear Kirby make up words.
Milk. I like milk.
That's a real word.
I got to get that sound wave down, by the way.
I need a word, guy.
It's a word.
Let's go with ICP.
Josh, you see me? I know you had an ex, wanted to play ICP. Went to Kiss 108, say, play that fucking song. Then you dropped your hands and showed your dong. This song is for you. I'm out this bitch, so Kirby, fuck you. Someone take the mic and start rapping, and then I'll put my hands together and I'll start clapping.
We're
Hey,
Whatever Bro Films, and we make some vids. There's priests out there that diddle little kids. That's all I've got. I have no more words. Fuck you, Justin, you smelly
Wait.
ass turd.
Can you give me a show-related word, and I will
Yes.
spit hot fire?
yeah, let's go with
Church? No.
hold on, Jeff. Let's go with the what was the bad thing on the battleship called? The
Cannons.
Cannons.
Kablam? Kabloom?
Or kablamo.
Kablamo. Whammo kablamo.
Whichever you choose. Whichever you
I think
choose.
Kablamo. Yo, Justin.
Yo. Kablamo. My favorite sandwich. The meat is ham, yo. Get all the addicts on a boat. Poo-poo. Whammo.
And then stab those other motherfuckers like Rambo.
You're on boat with whammo.
And
All right, Kirby, I'm giving you.
So bad.
I'm giving you drugs.
yeah, we saw Jazel in the bar. He's talking about all these druggies and yards. Wait, let me start
Who's
over.
yard?
Let me start over.
Yo,
Let
wait,
us start
put that
again.
beat
Cut it
back.
out. Cut it out.
Fresh off the dome.
All those druggies in yards and stuff.
Fresh off the
Get
dome.
those druggies out of my yard.
That was fresh off the dome, clearly.
Okay.
Hey, you don't have to try and prove that. We know you didn't write that.
Yeah, you working with a ghostwriter, Kirby? Those rhymes are too tight and fresh.
All right, give it to him.
Fitty gave them to me. Let's go.
Drugs, babe.
Drugs still my word?
Oh,
Drugs.
drugs? We can give you a new word.
Yard.
drugs. I like drugs.
Baptism.
All right, you say the city's so full of drugs. What about all these Fall River thugs?
Oh!
I got 3 sitting on the side of me.
Yep.
Justin, Joe, and Scotty. Oh, and there's me.
Oh!
Not a thug, though, just a white girl. And I will have my hair in curls.
Oh, shit. Jeff, do you want to finish this off? Or?
Bro, let's so you know that was easily the best freestyle.
I've ever had.
Dude.
I was hoping you'd end it with curls.
Those were real.
I helped her out. I was like,
She used real words for the first time ever. All
All
real words.
All of them were real words.
those are all
Real
artificial.
rhyming words.
And they rhymed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm
Like
getting
Dr.
better.
Seuss.
Jeff, take us home, man.
I like how Jeff always finishes it because his words are fire.
Yeah.
A trigger and Jeff just don't.
That's it.
Clack, clack.
I mean to throw shade, so I'm sorry, Kirby. I want to take you home and play with your Furby.
Oh!
3 picks, so excuse me, miss. What do I gotta do to get a Kirby kiss?
Hey!
That was very forward, Jeff.
Hey.
That was very forward.
Your freestyles are now getting horribly good.
Well, I kind of want to just jump off the roof of this building.
So be like, I want to raid you tonight.
Guys, can I throw out one plug in the
Yeah.
show?
Is it Philip Pass?
Ooh.
North Star
It's
Concrete?
nothing to
Comedy.
do with Philip Paz or his big, thick cement mixer. Although I'm a
That's
fan.
all over your wife
Although
right
I'm
now.
a fan. Tonight at the Belmont big comedy show tonight, there is actually the headliner of tonight's show on a free Fall River bar show on a Monday in Fall River was on the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. That's the headliner tonight, and it's a killer lineup.
Awesome.
I know a couple. I know
You
a
who
couple.
it is?
Ben Haig.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Ben
he's
Haig's
a headliner tonight.
He went on the Ferguson show?
He was on the Ferguson show.
We've seen him years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
He was on the road show a lot.
Well, he moved to New York, and now he's a nationally touring comic.
No, Wayne.
And he'll be at the fucking Belmont.
By the way,
He was
I heard-
on the Late Show. He'll be at the Belmont tonight, starting at 8:30. The show starts in a few minutes.
Which
And
is
I-
funny because Belmont has had comedians that have been on
Yeah.
Comedy Central late
on a
night
Monday
shows.
night, the Belmont, we were there on a Monday,
Yeah.
and there was a dude from Howard Stern. He was another nationally touring comic.
Yeah, there's
And
Uh,
I will say I've tagged along a couple times, and
And
have
you will
laughed
again.
Hilarious, right?
So hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
The man. Oh my God, I don't know his name with the voice.
James Krillman, probably.
Yeah, yes.
He might be there tonight.
He
actually.
has me in tears
That dude is
every
animal.
single time.
We saw
I
him the
can't.
first time Joe and I saw James Just
Yep.
James Kerlin.
James
right?
Kerlin,
Yeah.
yeah.
First time we saw him, I was like, we need that kid. And we were doing shows at the time, and we had him come and do a set because I was like, this kid's amazing.
He is
Yeah.
so
He's
funny.
so
actually-
awkward. I love it.
Oh my god,
he was
eat
murdering,
it up.
He was murdering at Comedy Connection. And he was just hitting fucking line
He's
after
so
line.
awkward.
And then he was just like, excuse me, miss. After he's just like line after line, just killing it. He's like, excuse me, miss, can you hold this? She's like, yeah. He holds it. He just walks off the stage. I was like,
Yeah, he gave an audience member the mic. Everyone's expecting him to pick
like-
something up, or
yeah.
he just gave her the mic and walked off. It was the smoothest. All right,
Yeah.
now I don't know if you remember, but
He
last
made fun of me last week.
yeah, but last show to end it, he put the mic on a bar stool and hid under a piano. That was his finish.
I can't contain myself.
Also,
with
dude,
that one.
He's awesome.
every fucking male comic at the last show, Kirby was front row with her skirt or mini skirt on.
Oh.
It wasn't a mini skirt. It was a full length skirt. That
All right, all right.
just
You
happened to
gotta
slip.
let.
She
You
got
had to
picked on.
slip.
She
You had
got
to
picked
slip.
on.
You had to
picked on
slip.
so bad.
Yeah, and every
Front row.
every male comic was thirsty
Oh,
for
yeah.
old Kirby over there.
They were all
One
about
of them
you.
asked to sleep with me with a microphone in his hand.
so
I
that's
laughed.
maybe sit in the back this
Yep.
time.
Yep. No.
so the
They
so
would have still spotted her.
yeah. So that show is tonight. It's actually happening now. All of us will be there. I'm speaking for everyone, including Sexy Kirby, who all the comedians will have sex with tonight.
Or
So
try to.
We'll hopefully we'll see you there.
Jeff will also try to have sex
Go.
with her tonight.
All right, let's get to the Belmont. Thank you very much.
All right,
Bye,
that
guys.
has
We'll
been
see you all
the
later.
Whatever Bro podcast. Tune in next
Thanks
week.
for listening to the Whatever Bro podcast here on 59 Media. Be sure to tune in next week. Maybe we'll be nice to Jeff. Just kidding. Ain't gonna happen.